What up, what up, what up? Y'all already know what it is, man. FAKALAHA podcast. Where we talk about this, that, and the other, man. If y'all didn't, I hope y'all like, subscribe to the channel so y'all won't miss none of this good content. We about to definitely get into one right quick though and shit. We got this lady Candance Owens, if that's her name. I've been reporting her lately these couple of days and shit. She got some little documentary coming out about the BLM movement. I guess she's trying to expose them and all that. But I just came across a clip of her debating a student about racism in America or this and that. I ain't watched the whole thing, but I kind of found it kind of interesting, so I'm going to share it with y'all and we going to comment on it. Without further ado, let me go ahead and switch the screen and let me throw up this disclaimer right quick before I get into the video. All right, y'all. With that being said, man, let's get into this video and shit, man. And we'll comment on it. Let's go.
Well, I had a question for Candance.
Okay.
You said America wasn't a racist country.
I never said that. You can't find a single...
You said America isn't a racist country, right?
America is not a racist country. Yeah, I did say that. You're right.
All right. So,
Got me.
all right, I look at, one example, like inner city gangs, right? If you look at like inner city gangs, they were really like persecuted 100% by police departments and the government. What did America do to end the ideology or the practice of the KKK at all?
So let's dial this back to end the practice of the KKK. I want to start with saying to you what percentage of black Americans black homicides are committed by white people?
That's just like me saying how much percent of homicides. It's like you guys stand for any.
No, I'm just asking a question. I'm not trying to walk you into a trap.
I don't really study statistics because statistics, you could look at any race and look at numbers of killings and murder. So.
Would it be fair if I said that black people are racist towards black people right now?
Would that be fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody's a little racist.
Do you think that we're racist towards each other?
No, I wouldn't say racist.
I find it interesting. The hyper focusing on the KKK, which killed thousands of black Americans.
I would say that America kind of conditioned, like, if you say black people are racist, that came from America's history. That's just what.
What? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I say if you asked me if you think we're racist to each other.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but if we were.
Okay, because we're killing ourselves, just so you know. Like we're at a way faster.
You can say every race is killing themselves.
At a way faster and higher rate than any person in terms of white supremacy could ever do it. And if another organization that's doing it faster, you want to talk about the KKK? They killed thousands of blacks. Planned Parenthood has killed millions, 19 million. Nobody's having a conversation about that.
What the hell do that got to do with anything, man? She got the nerve to talk about Parenthood or whatever the fuck. I guess the abortion clinic killed many people, but at the same time, what do that got to do with races in America and whites killing off blacks and stuff though? But let's go on though.
And this is important because the media gets us obsessed with this idea of white supremacy and the history of the KKK. Thousands of blacks were killed by the KKK, and by the way, so were white Republicans, and we were killed by white Democrats, which is why I'm adamantly opposed to Democrats. But nobody wants to have a conversation about what's really killing black America.
But black males are probably the most people in prison, so you can't say nothing's being done about it.
Well, first and foremost, what are they locking us up for? Are they locking us up because we're black?
No, you just said we commit the most crimes.
No, but I'm asking you a question. Are they locking us up because we're black?
Of course they locking us up because we black. Why this lady acting real delusional about the facts and stuff like? And that's why I be calling people like this Uncle Toms or hypocrites or people that's not comfortable in their own skin. This the same lady that wore the sweater with Kanye West or the shirt about white lives matter and all this type of shit. Like, so you got to kind of peep her demeanor. Even though she's supposed to be quote unquote smart and intelligent, she's still just dumb to the fact about what really goes on in America itself. And yes, it is racist. And yes, they is the ones that's locking black people up just because of their skin and stuff. We never get a fair shake during any type of courts, trials, or even trying to get ahead in America itself, though.
I never said that. I never said that.
Oh, okay, so I'm just saying to you that the reason why we're locked up the most is because we're committing the most crimes. We have to fix our communities. It's a real conversation that Black Americans need to have, and I try to do that with the Blexit movement when I target our communities to have these conversations. The idea that white supremacy is the thing that's stopping Black America is a complete and utter myth.
Okay,
And until we're willing to have...
I never said that either. I just
Whoa.
asked.
She's not saying you said that.
I'm not saying you did. I haven't
statement.
accused you of saying anything. I'm just saying what I'm...
Also, people who she up there with, like on the stage with, 2 white guys, and it's just her. Well, you can count her as the 3rd white person, though, but that's the way you just know the way she's set up is what type of answers you might get, though.
Actually saying. That's it, okay? The number one issue facing our community is father absence. Father absence, okay?
I disagree, but okay.
Excuse me?
I disagree, but okay.
Okay, well, you said you brought up the prisons, right? If you grow up without a father in the home, you're 20 times more likely to end up behind bars. You want to know who I got that from? President Barack Obama. He talked about the stats of what it does when you destroy the Black family.
Why is she lying? She said the reason why most black males or men be in jail because they is raised without a black father or they father in general. That's crazy, though, because if that's the case, then shouldn't white people be locked up just as well? More white people be locked up just as much as black kids and all that as well, then? Because I'm pretty sure kids grew up with their father as well in white households and stuff. And honestly, she don't even make no sense. In the ghetto, in the hood, it's straight poverty. Like, you definitely in the slums. It's really, like, quote unquote, ain't no chance for you to even make it. Like, it's rarely you find people that make it out the hood and be successful and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of us just be like trapped and stuff, like, for the most part. But she just didn't, I don't think she grew up in the hood or something like that. I think she was born with a silver spoon in her mouth for the most part, though, because for her to utter these things is way out of tune of what really goes on and why most people blacks rather fall victim to jail or either death and stuff, or even using drugs for that matter, though.
The destruction of the Black family, if you want to talk, oh, wait, I'm not done. The destruction of the Black family happened because of Democrats and what they did in the 1960s,
I agree.
LBJ and his Great Society Act and the welfare system. We can talk about all of those things. The very last thing we should be talking about, if I had to make a list of 100 things that's really screwing up the Black community, white supremacy wouldn't make the list.
But I wasn't even asking you about the Black community. I was just saying, you said America wasn't a racist nation.
It's not.
It's not.
All right, so
Yeah.
look.
It's not today.
The Black Panthers were all locked up and killed by the government. That's
Are the Black Panthers here
But
today?
I'm saying, the KKK has been around since how long? And what has the government done for anything to persecute?
You think the KKK is alive
KKK?
today?
Yes, of course.
Oh my gosh,
Okay, hold on.
Do you hear this lady, man? She actually said, well, the student asking why the government ain't got rid of the KKK and such, but she basically telling him that is the KKK still around to this day, and that is crazy for her to say that and shit. This bitch is in politics and she boogieing with all the KKK members in this motherfucker, so she know they exist, like. And then you hear her white counterparts just like, what? You think they exist? Like, come on, stop it, man. Yeah, they exist. Just like a lot of black groups, just because they don't call themselves the Black Panthers or nothing. It's black coalitions and people trying to make the same type of movement just as well. Like, but overall, the KKK never left. Like Cube said, they just saying suits and ties. That's all though.
Okay, well,
Find me one. I want to meet
now
one.
we have
You're
a debate.
saying the KKK doesn't exist.
Now we have a
at
debate.
all.
Hey, wait. Now we have a debate. So I'm asking you, what are you saying
You're
whoa
saying
about?
the KKK doesn't exist at all? What happened?
I'm going to ask
what
you a
did the
question.
government do to erase them? What did the government do to erase the KKK? How can you say they don't exist?
You have to slow down. I can't understand what you're saying. What did you
That's
say?
crazy to me. But how can you say the KKK does not exist today?
Well, I'm going to ask you a question. Where are they?
What do you mean, where are they?
Where do they meet?
They could be judges.
I just thought this is a really big story and CNN should cover it. Where is the KKK?
It's literally an ideology.
No, can you name a leader?
No,
Can you name a gathering point?
Who's the
Anything?
leader? Where are they meeting? In what country? In what city?
Man, he said the right shit. They judges, police, and a lot of these politicians, even your presidents and shit. So they spread it out everywhere, though. They just hide, like, they really in plain sight, but they just disguise, basically, though.
Where? I'm not going nowhere near where
Because they aren't.
Because they don't. They literally live in the media's head. Have you ever seen a KKK member in a hood? I'm asking you a serious question.
So you're saying the KKK does not exist?
All right, come down. No, come down. I'm dying to see this. Because I have asked every journalist that brings this up since Charlottesville to tell me where the KKK meets.
So, in Houston, Texas, there was an event through a predominantly black neighborhood known as Acres Homes that was protected by the police, and they were escorted through a black community. So that's the issue. So they do exist. They are there.
And they're protected by the police. Protected.
Okay. So I'm asking you a serious question. As a black American, you fear the KKK.
I don't fear any.
Okay. So you saw.
That's where I agree with y'all.
Look, I am from one parish.
No. We're not doing 3-on-1. You can have a time. You can have a time when you get to the mic. I'm asking you a serious question.
Okay.
Of all of the things that is going on in the black community, you cannot look me in the face and tell me that you really think that the rise of the KKK is a real thing.
But
I won't believe that.
I'm looking at America, not really the black community. Like,
and I'm shocked to hear. You said you've never seen a KKK member. You said that there was one in Texas. What year was it?
It was around 2008, just before.
2000 and what?
I graduated high school in 2008 in Acres Homes from Carver.
And they were walking down the street in hoods.
Yeah, that was an event there. It was a
Georgia, they
huge...
still have events.
Well, I think we're losing.
Good. Yeah, but let's not lose the focus. Yeah, that's fine. I will definitely look it up. I will look up the Texas event, the KKK walk. But the point that I was making, maybe they did meet once, however, 10 years ago in your town, and I'll definitely look into it because I always want to educate myself. But the point is that neither of you can look me in the face and tell me that you think that the KKK is a real threat to the black community. It's just not
how
true.
when they could be a judge or a doctor or a, you know
No,
what I'm saying?
but the issue here is no one's denying that there are individual
racist in this country.
in a country.
I said America is not a racist country.
So
you know it's not.
If they're not a racist country, how have they done nothing to persecute KKK members? Like
What?
David Duke. David Duke is a known KKK.
Yes, David Duke endorsed a Democrat running for president this cycle. I just have to say that.
Why is he not in prison?
Wow, he is killing her and stuff, and that's crazy. That, like I said, she know these motherfuckers exist. She boogie with them, man. This the bitch that they pulling. Like, she the one who goes out and do the white man bit and misinform us and throw us off and all other type of stuff. Like, so you got to be careful about your quote unquote black leaders or people that be just talking good because they graduated from some college or some bullshit, but you always got to use your third eye when it comes to this shit, man, because the shit is tricky. Like I said, it ain't really the white people that's saying the shit. We already know what they about, but it's our own kind that's trying to slip the rug up from under us, though. So for these guys and this young brother right here to really know his shit, man, that just go to show how really lame she really trying to act to this situation and shit. Like, quit trying to cover it up, and you know what it is, though.
What did you say? I can't hear
David
him.
Duke
Can you put the mic closer to him?
I do have to say, though,
can't hear him.
it's so marginalized, it's so minimal. The overemphasis, over-conversation,
weird that we even talk
over-focus.
about it.
These
I mean,
people
it
are
honestly is
losers.
weird.
These people have no life. These people are not in mainstream society. These people are not what people try to make it seem.
And this is why I say when you heard me say earlier that I hate when we are the most privileged black people in the entire world, right? We are, plain and simple. The most privileged black people in the entire world live in America today. It's insulting to me because when my grandfather used to tell me the stories about the real KKK, the ones that would come on horseback and shoot into his home in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and do you want to know what my grandfather says about them? He says, and when they used to come around, my dad used to shoot back at them boys. Such an empowering thing when he talks about them. He talks about them like they were children. He tells me stories about when the black mothers would come out and take the hoods off and yell at them and say, is that you, Peter, or whatever their names were? And then when you come up and you say it like, what are we gonna do about the KKK members? You're not afraid of them. I know you're not afraid of the KKK members.
I'm not afraid of them.
You're not. You're not. So why are we talking about them? Why are you even giving them the air or the conversation? Because you once saw them 10 years ago.
All America did was
walking down the
change
street.
laws, and all they did was have to change their methods. They could have just changed their methods.
But what did they do? Did they shoot and kill? I generally am trying to understand, where are the KKK? Are they killing black people? Because if they are, they definitely should be prosecuted.
There's laws against murder.
I think that the issue and the thing he's trying to bring forward is that when you look at the historical treatment of organizations or groups of people of color, whether it's Black Lives Movements or Black Panther and so on, the moment that they were demonized, they were listed as terrorist organizations. Why has it never been that the Ku Klux Klan was demonized or listed as a terrorist organization?
They were never demonized? The Ku Klux
No.
By the government, never.
Has the government
Because
ever
they were
listed
the
them?
government. They were Democrats.
Well, yeah, that's just not true.
My goodness, man. Do y'all see how crazy she is defending this Ku Klux Klan type shit? Like, and almost saying it ain't no racism in America type shit? Like, this is crazy, yo. Like, y'all gotta really pay attention to this shit, man. Like, and that's why when you go to court or you got a black landlord or a black cop and you be wondering, like, what the fuck? Like, damn, you supposed to be on our side or you supposed to be, like, helping the brother, like, and shit. They be brainwashed to this type of shit like that, man. And it's just so fucked up, man. I just ran across another clip. Roland Martin was saying, like, we ain't been free no more than 51 years, man. 51 years, man. We ain't been free. Like, I mean, since we've been supposed to be quote unquote free, like, that is short, man, compared to, that ain't even a fucking decade. I mean, century and shit. Like, that just how forgetful motherfucking black people be to this shit. Like, a lot of y'all motherfuckers wouldn't even be in the situation y'all in 51 or even 50 years ago and shit, man. Like, come on. Wake up and smell the fucking coffee, man.
The Oklahoma City bombing was categorized as a terrorist act, so you're incorrect there.
So
the Fort Hood massacre was terrorist.
I was a common engineer. I was trained by some of the same people who knew the guy, so I understand.
So let me ask you a question. Was the Waco complex considered a terrorist organization by the FBI, yes or no?
Who?
The Branch Davidians.
It should be.
Oh, but they were white. You said that never happened against white supremacist organizations.
No, I said the Ku Klux Klan. I'm talking about the Klan
it is a similar type organization. The Branch Davidians were
existed for
misinterpretation
almost the entirety of America.
The Branch Davidians were a white supremacist organization.
As a terrorist organization.
Guys, I'm going to wrap this up because if I genuinely thought that you thought the KKK was alive and well, we'd have a full, long conversation about this. What we're talking about here is that you want to ignore, and this is what genuinely frustrates me so much about the black community, you want to ignore all the really big issues that we should be talking about, okay? We all know what's going on in our communities. We just had another rapper.
You know what killed me about this panel right here, man? These supposed to be our intelligent people, our fucking go-to guys and shit. But what's happening is they can't take the pressure of us people giving them the real and shit. It's a big difference when they speaking and shit. You could tell how fucking plastic it sound, like ain't nothing real about it. Like, if she would have just kept it real about, yeah, it's racism and I deal with it, and she even went far as saying her grandfather or whoever her father was shooting at them or whatever, come on, you was dealing with punks. If some real Ku Klux Klans came to that bitch house, she would probably be no more right now, for real. Like, they would have burnt everything in sight. They done killed Tillman, hung a lot of motherfucking black people. I'm like, come on, who the fuck is her and her father and them? Like, come on. Man, these motherfucking people in the audience is giving it to her and the crew, and they just sick with it. Now she want to switch it off into some... No, this is the glaring, big-ass glaring hole in America today is racism, man, and how whites treat blacks still to this day. Despite it, they not wearing no hoodie or nothing. They is wearing fucking robes and judges. They is wearing uniforms as police. They is everywhere, man. Making their mission still to bring down us and shit. So, this is crazy to me, y'all.
that was gunned down. We know about black-on-black crime. We know about abortion. We know about the education system. We know about Antifa, which is the closest thing that I've seen to white supremacy since I've been alive, is Antifa, which is the modern-day KKK.
So I agree with you on all of those.
That show up,
I agree.
okay? And
I
the
agree.
media
Those
that
are the biggest
demonizes.
issues.
But instead, you want to talk about something that you have to pull your memory from 10 years ago
Can I
when
ask
they
you
were
something?
walking down the street in Texas.
What do you think started black-on-black crime? It hasn't always been a big problem as what you're talking about. What do you think
I
started?
already told you what I thought.
What do you think started?
Father absence started black-on-black crime.
And what
I already told you
what
that.
started the biggest father absence in America in the black community?
Lyndon Baines Johnson in 1964.
Was he not
Democrats.
American government? That's what I'm saying.
And let's do a present.
Look,
And
what I'm
let's do a
saying is
present.
I don't
Who
really
do
care.
think
I
is
don't
still
care about
encouraging?
Democrats
Who
and
is still
Republicans.
encouraging father absence?
Democrats and Republicans are the same. It's the same government. That's what y'all don't see.
I'm neither. Like,
Political parties are literally to divide us because
No.
Democrats and Republicans are the same.
I
it's
think
the same
you and
government.
I agree on the fact that there are problems. What we disagree with is that I am telling you that the left started it, the Democrats started it, and the Democrats are still perpetuating it. And the way that they're able to perpetuate it is by getting you to stand up here and ask me a ridiculous question about the goddamn KKK when we should be talking about father absence and abortion and black-on-black crime. Thank you for your question.
Yeah, that's the end of that and shit. Man, this is funny to me, man. Shout out to the guys that challenged her. It was only 2 black guys, one young guy and one like decent older black guy and shit. As you can see, who was clapping was mainly the white people and shit, cause like I said, man, don't nobody really want to talk about the big elephant in the room for real though, man. Nobody really want to get down to the nitty gritty. Who's fucking who and shit, and who's playing who and who lying to who shit. Like, cause honestly, I want to talk to our own mayor about the conditions that's going on in that county jail and with the people that he got as judges or however they get elected up there. And also, if we vote you in as a black person, you think we just voting you in just to be doing some white person bidding? Like, hell no. The reason why we there is to get some understanding and some real shit for us to be a part of and shit. Like, ain't no way, man, we should be suffering. And it's actually black people that's police and mayors and once upon a time a fucking president that was a piece of shit, but everybody say that he was the best president. Fuck all that. He was a pushover and he was a sucker and shit. Like, let everybody else come in and do what the fuck they want to do, but you get in here and want to act nice and shit. But overall, like I said, man, y'all motherfuckers better start peeping out this shit, man. These is the people that supposed to represent us, but like I always been saying, man, we need to represent our own self. Y'all got y'all own mind, man. Use the shit, like, start trying to unite with the brothers and start making some shit pop off, though. With that being said, man, I'm out of here, man. For Kalaha Record Podcast, peace.